Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys have been liking the new stuff I've been doing with the Battlefield Top Plays and the podcast format. There'll be a new episode of the podcast tomorrow, but in today's video, we're going to be going over Temporal's new leaks detailing essentially every single weapon that will be in Battlefield 6, or at least the ones that have been identified so far. There is some controversy around this though, considering what the weapons are actually named in-game. And the other thing we'll be covering is there is apparently a leak suggesting there will be another playtest on June 27th. And I'm going to give you my thoughts and bring you guys all this news. So if you want to follow Battlefield 6, if you want to follow a real Battlefield channel trying to bring you guys exciting formats that have been lost for so long, such as the Battlefield Top Plays, subscribe to the channel, be sure to hit the like button, and I stream every single day on this YouTube channel and my Twitch channel. Links are all in the description. The first thing we're going to cover are the new leaks from Temporal. He has this to say on Twitter, quote, Battlefield 6 weapon list updated. 52 total now. New additions since March. And then he lists off the Type 20, the Minifix, and the DP12, and they have also added the SL9 and LMR27, two original weapons tied to the lore of Battlefield 6. He goes on to say that most weapons were renamed with fictional designations in the latest patch for Battlefield Labs. A brief note about the amount of weapons, 52 in total. He says some seem to be connected to Season 1 of Battlefield 6, and he said the Type 20, which was newly added, is, quote, barely in the game, so it seems that is perhaps connected to a later season, or they're just now putting it in. One thing I will say though, this is more what I wanted to see in terms of just the sheer amount of weapons being in a Battlefield game. I was so disappointed, as were many other people, with the amount of content in Battlefield 2042, and Battlefield 6 simply must outdo itself with the amount of content this time around. Going over some of the specific weapons we're going to be seeing in Battlefield 6, we have the 6P67 Cord, which is apparently the AEK971, the H32, AK205, HK417, M4A1, MPX, M60, M249, the very famous Magnum called the Raging Hunter in this game, the Tavor 7, Type 20, Scar L, L85A3, and a ton of other fan favorites such as the M39 EMR and the MP7A2. And you can pause the video to take a look at all of the other weapons that are going to be in Battlefield 6 based off of this image. Now, the controversy surrounding these weapons is that Temporal followed up to somebody asking a question on this tweet about the naming, and he actually listed what these weapons are going to be called or renamed to, and people don't like it. For instance, the H32 will now be the NVO228E, the Scar L will be the SOR 556 Mark II, the Ultimax will be the KTS-100 Mark VIII, the APC-10, SCW-10. So as you can see here, these names sound like monitor naming schemes. You ever ask someone what monitor they have and they list off like, oh bro, I got the Asus PG27 AQDP, 480 Hz, blah blah blah. It's like, holy shit, can we get a better naming scheme? But if these weapons in Battlefield 6 are truly going to be renamed to these naming designations, I hope they just come up with better ones. And some people were questioning why they would do this in the first place. The only real piece of knowledge that I can give you guys around that is it probably has something to do with the cost or the legal things surrounding using the real weapon names. I'm pretty sure these companies have to license the real name of the weapon in order to use it in the game, and that probably costs money. So maybe they are cheapening out here and they're not going to be using the real weapon names, but just keep in mind, this is a leak. This is a leak for Battlefield Labs, which is in constant change. So let's just keep our fingers crossed here and hope we don't have to use weapons such as the DRS IAR-26. I personally sincerely hope that they don't go with these naming schemes because I stream every day, and one of the most common questions that I get is, Enders, what gun are you using? Could you imagine going into my stream and asking me what gun I use, and then I have to fucking rattle off like, oh, I'm using the NVO228E with all the other attachments that I have to list. Like, oh my god, it'd be like a 3-minute ordeal for me to actually inform my viewers what I'm using. So hope for the best, but expect the worst there. Then moving on to this alleged leaked new playtest date, the 27th. In classic Battlefield community fashion, people are getting invited to Battlefield Labs again, it seems, and as soon as these people get invited, they immediately leak that they're invited on Reddit. And I understand there's always going to be people that leak things, but I'm kind of concerned that at a certain point, DICE is just going to go, okay, fuck this entire thing, like, we're just never inviting anyone ever again, we're closing this off, the people that were invited get to stay, but no new invites will go out. The Battlefield community has made it clear that they're not interested in working with us or keeping anything secret. I certainly hope they don't go down that road, but I realistically can see them doing that. I mean, you just have to think about some of the things they've done in the past. For instance, they suspended my in-game account for a week because somebody, I guess, internally complained about a YouTube video I made. Okay, so if they're willing to do that, I would not be surprised if at a certain point, some EA higher-up is tired of seeing everything leaked. Maybe it affects, I don't know, shareholder opinions or some bullshit, and they just cut off the entire program. Maybe I'm just rambling, maybe that's just a complete non-concern. I understand that if they actually did do that, it would kind of be a massive fuck you to the community. But then again, this is EA, okay? Like, they were voted, I think, worst company in North America multiple times. So, yeah. That is going to wrap up this video. Things to look forward to in the week. Tomorrow, next podcast, I discussed a bunch of controversial things with a Battlefield Redditor. So, yeah, turn on notifications for that. In terms of other guests you guys are asking for, don't worry, I see everyone you're asking for. And yes, I have hit up most of those people. And yes, some of them will be coming on. You'll just have to wait and see who. I don't want to spoil guests too fast. I think in terms of the podcast upload schedule, I'm going to try to get them out every Wednesday, but if another upload takes priority, I will either upload it earlier or one day after. And as far as the Battlefield Top Plays goes, I'm going to try to keep that series to Sunday, so every single Sunday you guys can expect a brand new Battlefield Top Plays. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy the channel, be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, come by a Twitch stream or a YouTube stream. All links are in the description. I'm going to see you guys later.